50 years. Here we go. Hi guys. Here we go.
Yep.
And I've been here
That guy right over there is an original. Davey.
The guy with the longest beard's supposed to be at the end.
That's the seniority.
I started the club, and I had one of the fellas that got thrown out of the vintage wheels, wanted to stay and start a new club with me. So he and I got together and we did all the paperwork and everything and started the club, and we had our first meeting, and we invited people from other clubs and friends at Slater Park in Pawtucket. And we decided we were going to start a new club. And it was going to be a family club instead of the typical guy club that all the car clubs were. This way here, because a lot of us had kids. So we did things that were kid-friendly and wife-friendly. And the wives held office and so forth in the club. And, you know, we'd go camping, we go to the Cape, and we do all kinds of nice things. But this club has continued for 50 years because of the efforts put forth by
Bob, 22.
Joe, president.
Steve, 23 years.
Bob, 25 years.
Kenny, 25 years.
Dave, 38 years.
Over 40 years. Sam.
Ron and Mag, 48 years.
With him.
Michaela Jones, 50 years.
Dave, founder.
Ed, 50 years.
And Don D'Onofrio, who helped start the club with me, he was the first president. And now Joe is the fourth president. And between these four guys, you know, they've managed to keep this club together and grow. This one came out of Texas, and it's had some tweaking done to it. And I acquired it because another friend of mine was after me for my 60 Corvette, and I didn't want to sell it. And I told him the only way I'd get rid of that 60 Corvette was if somebody wanted to trade me a high-quality C2 Coupe, 63 to 67. I didn't care what size motor it had.
Color's unique, right?
Color is unique, yes.
What's the color?
It's desert tan with a saddle interior. This hood is an aftermarket 67 hood, and it also has the big block 66 hood vents in it to dissipate the heat. Because if you run these with the hood closed for any period of time, the heat will tend to warp the fiberglass over a period of time. So that's why this is here. It was on it when I got it, and I liked it, so I kept it.
Jack, 15 years.
Bruce, 14 years, vice president.
Steve Cannell, secretary, I think 8 years.
Ray Denisevich, 7 years.
Rich Luco, 5 years.
Dick Williams, 5 years.
Shirley Williams, 5 years.
Kim Ladeffian, 4 years.
Don Oppen, 2.5 years.
Neil Warden, 2 years.
Steve Enderby, 5 months.
Bob Russo, 5 months, 4 months, sorry.
Hi, my name is Bob. I own a 1932 Ford 3-window coupe. It's black with purple ghost flames. Well, I've driven this car to a lot of big shows in Louisville, Kentucky, York, Pennsylvania, Syracuse, New York, Lake George, New York, Burlington, Vermont. So this car's been to Burlington probably 15 years or more. The engine is a GM 350 crate motor. It has an Edelbrock carburetor on it. It's got 290 horsepower.
Hello, my name is Joe Torino. I am the president of the Rhode Island Street Rod Association in Rhode Island. We've been in a club, has been here for 50 years. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary. I am the current running president. We are a charitable organization. All of the proceeds that we get from the car shows, and we have 4 a year that we do, all go to charitable events. The car is a 37 Ford. It's a coupe, two-door coupe. It's a Minardi body. When I had it all redone and did the new, put the new frame into it and put it all together, I picked out a special color candy apple red that I had made to the way I wanted it. It was done over a black base. Car came out beautiful. I won at Louisville, I won at York, I won at Syracuse, I won at Lake George, I won at the Wilder Wheels, and I won in Burlington, Vermont. Pretty much every show that this car's been in, it's taken first place. The engine is painted the same way as the color outside, and also the whole bottom part of the car is also done and all painted. The interior is all done. I had that custom made in the cream color. I also had the back trunk done in same way, and I had it done with the hydraulic lift. It's all powered, it has air conditioning in it. It has the buttons to open up the doors. There really isn't anything that I did not have done to this car that needed to be done. It really came out beautiful.
Thanks a lot for making it here. Let's
No, it was great. It was fantastic, and thank you for all you do.
Yeah, Bob, we'll catch you leaving here. And how long you been a member again?
25 years
25
this year.
Congrats. Very nice, man. Enjoy the day.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, Bob.
Thanks again. Have a great day.
I'm gonna get you started up. Hey.
No, crank it up or you'll get the
Crank
sound.
it up.
My car's a 33 Chevy sedan. When I bought it, put it together, it was in a big barn. The front seat was in the back seat. The fenders were laying behind it. The motor was in it, the radiator, no grill, no hood, no roof on it. The doors were all off of it, and it's all steel.
Barn find. Garage find.
Yep, and the guy didn't want to sell it to me, and I had to go through his friend, and he nagged him because I wanted the car, and he bought it, and then I bought off it. I came in the club in 71, and been in it since then.
So in order to be a member of the club,
You have to have a car, you're building a car, or just bought a car. But most of the thing was, if you're building a car, putting it together, you can come in the club.
is there any cutoff time of the year?
No, not now. It used to be 348. And then it went to 72. And then all the cars started getting, the older cars all went, what do you call it, antique plates. So we opened it up to antiques because it's antique. So anybody had an antique plate could come in the club. And if you were working on it, that was fine. As long as you're working on it, you can pay in the club. The guys that made the fenders and the hoods, that's the latest thing they came out with was a one-piece hood. Because otherwise they'd have a seam down the middle, original.
Yep.
And this is a lot easier. You go either side, you can just pop the hood open.
How that works. For anybody with a hot rod that wants to get the type of hood design, you can order it online, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's I think it's Glassworks that I got the fenders and the hood.
Pop it in, it's so
Yep. Then just hold it all up. That's it.
So wait, tell me a little bit about the interior.
This too is Ferrari tan, it's called. It's not leather, it's touch leather. They call it touch leather because it's softer than leather. And it holds up stronger than leather. It won't crack or won't cut as easy. And it's real soft. So I got touch leather and I got vinyl on the black. And the top's all the same. I got the stripe that comes down for the seats. I got up here on the top. Runs the whole back of the car. The whole top is done. And that's the interior. I got 2 speakers in the back seat. And I got the radios up in the hood with the power windows are up here, the headlights, the seat. I got digital dash. I got a custom steering wheel that goes with the seats. There's a computer that runs all the dash.
Then we can lower it.
Hi, Bruce Cameron here. We got a 49 Chevy pickup truck, 5-window. It's got a 350 transmission, 350 motor.
Wow.
Power steering, power brakes, cruise control.
How long have you been a member now?
14 years.
14 years, all right.
So I'm the vice president, so we get things done.
Great. What have we been looking at?
We're looking at 350 with an Edelbrock carburetor, an intake manifold, air conditioning.
What kind of air conditioners they have in it?
Vintage air.
Vintage air?
Yeah.
Right now, vintage air, once again. Got your stuff right here.
Good couple. Black box is a cruise control.
Oh, you put okay, aftermarket cruise control. That's cool, all right.
Yeah.
That's nice little feature.
Makes it comfortable for driving.
Yeah. And all the pinstripe work we see on the inside, that was done by?
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones, once again, huh? All freehand.
My name's Sam Mados. This is a Ford 55 Crown Victoria, 2-door, small block,
Beautiful car.
312. A 312,
Wow, huh?
1958 Ford motor.
How long have you owned the car?
About 14 years.
14.
Punched out the hood.
You see that? Oh yeah, that's it.
Movers.
Those aren't cheap these days, huh?
$350 a piece.
It's a lot of 250s, right, Carol?
the radiator. Customized split bumping.
All right, very nice, huh? Like the split headlights?
Yep. That's what they call cat.
Cat lights?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the girl on TV that wears the mask.
Fat lady or fat girl. So this would be a mild customer, right?
Yeah.
So that mold that came off of the car again?
It's 31257 Ford station wagon. Taillights, 1955 Mercury taillights.
55 taillights, Mercury, wow.
Very nice.
Yeah, open the door up there, Sam. Let's talk about the interior.
It's rolling pleated.
So the color, first of all, was this
Custom made.
color?
No, not factory at all.
How old is this interior?
I say the interior is probably 25 years old.
You use it, use the car. You
Yeah,
enjoy it.
use it all the
That's
time.
what you want. You want to enjoy the car.
4-shift,
3-speed, 4-speed?
4-speed. 3-speed ahead, 1 reverse.
Magic air screen. That was the thing, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez. What was magic about it? I wanted.
My 4 cousins are in the back seat.
That's probably when they mounted the cat back in the 50s. He left it right there.
Yeah.
So what was this down here? This white button. What's that for? Horn?
I have no idea. No, I don't remember.
Oh, speed of horn. It's the horn button. Jeez, huh?
This came out of storage just to come up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, she's in beautiful shape.
Yeah, it just sits in the trailer.
How many car shows you going to now? How active?
I'm sorry?
How active are you going to car shows?
I've got a wife in a wheelchair.
Say that again?
Wife's in a wheelchair.
Okay, so you go to a few car shows only.
0.
0. But you made it here today.
Well, because I'm a member of the club. I'm one of the ones that's been the longest. I think I'm 4th from the 4th in line.
So up here, explain the light panel again.
It's a 1958 Chevrolet, comes on the back of a 58 Chevrolet.
Oh.
The 2 outsiders here and over there, they're the brake lights. And this is the regular light. Same thing as this one, with the like. See, this is in between getting pinstriped. Davy Jones, you met him over there.
Yep.
He did this, he didn't have time to do that.
Oh, it must have been quitting time.
Yeah, it was. But that's out of a 58 Mercury.
Well, hey, it's all the more reason to get him out of there to finish it up, you know?
Yeah.
Look at it. David Jones, you got a job ahead of you. Look at you. He does beautiful work.
Yeah.
how you doing?
Good, I'm doing well today.
I like 55 Bel Air. Beautiful. Nice color combination.
Yep, convertible.
Favorite probably.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I bought it about 7 years ago. It had the original 265 CI engine and the Power Glide transmission. It wasn't in good shape, so I ripped everything out, put a new 383 stroker engine in it, 4-barrel, a 6-speed transmission, new powertrain, gas tank, brake lines, you name it, everything in the car is new. I left everything else original. The interiors is pretty much all original except with the new gauges. I did put a stereo system in under the seat speakers. The steering column is new, but it's a straight steering column. I kept it straight with the big steering wheel just because I wanted the inside to be original. And like all older cars, it's a work in progress.
These gauges you added afterwards?
Yes, I did. And I added the tachometer as well.
Seats, how are they upholstered?
The seats were original with the car when I got it. Someone had redone them. I will be redoing them again in the future, but they've satisfied me while I did all the mechanical. I bought this car 7 years ago and I took out the original 265 CI engine and the Power Glide transmission, and I replaced it with a 383 stroker engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission. Everything inside was done new, and the last thing I did after the third attempt was I put in Willwood brakes. It actually stops the vehicle, but all of this is all brand new.
Ron and Maggie, this is 37 Chevrolet. It's got 183,000 miles on it. It's been driven in about 40 states in the U.S. We retired in 2006 and we travel everywhere when we want, go home when we want. We're up here, my son lives in Marshfield, Mass. And we're staying with them. We're going to a show in Massachusetts Sunday. Next week we're headed for home and we're going to a show with the NSRA, Nats East in York, Pennsylvania. We became members in September of '75. We've had 3 vehicles since then, actually 4 vehicles since then. And we drive everywhere we go. Also have a 61 Studebaker, that's got 50,000 miles on it. And we actually started the fun run, the Trucks Fun Run. We were us and Davy Jones was the ones that did the original one when we first started it. And then it became Toys for Tots. Probably one of the largest Toys for Tots events on the East Coast. We've given hundreds of thousands of toys to the Marine Corps for the Toys for Tots campaign. And I was president for 20 years. I got in the club in September and got elected president in January because the guy that had it before me was tired of it. And then I was president for 20 years, did all the events. We started the Johnson Memorial Show, which is on Memorial Day for the benefit of the Little League. That's been over 30 years and I've been doing that. That's another one that I started. In the early days of the club, when we had our events, we didn't have much money in the treasury. So one of us would pay for dash plaques and somebody else would pay for something else. Then we'd hope we collected enough money to at least pay us back. Sometimes we were owed money by the club for 2 years because we probably only had 15, 18 members back then. And I remember when we got our first shirts, they were like bowling shirts back in the 70s. We looked like we were a bowling team. Still have them. They still have all the shirts that we've ever had. And Maggie and I, we've been involved with the cars and hot rods the whole life. My two kids, they're both in their 50s. They grew up in the back seat of hot rods. And they've been in, they're like us, they've been in over 40 states in hot rods. And we've just been doing it a long time.
How do you like hot rodding?
I love it. Made great friends.
Yeah, it is. It's a great community, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's wonderful.
And what she also didn't tell you was she's probably driven this car for 30 or 40,000 of those miles. Yeah. Years ago, I'm also a professional car show judge. I go all through the U.S. and Canada judging car shows. And years ago, a show in Syracuse, I'd go to Maple Grove and be judging a car show. Maggie would take off.
Take the car.
She'd take the car and go to Syracuse. Take off by herself, go up there. She'd go to Maine, just take the car, go to Maine. She says, I'm going to a car show. You go ahead and go work.
Talk about the interior color combination of leather.
Okay, it's ultra leather, and it has pleats in it, pleated ultra leather, and it's got the binding. It's two color, and it matches the peach perfectly. It's got a all new headliner. Of course, it's got an interior light. It's got air conditioning, power steering, power brakes.
Give a minute.
It's got a tilt.
Let's talk about the dash panel again.
Okay, the dash panel used to be a glove box. It's cut out now in the radios there. These are the air conditioning controls. I also put these in for a USB port and an extra cigarette lighter port, so you can charge phones or whatever you want to do. This is my prized possession. It's my hillbilly garment holder. Yeah, because the windshields in these aren't very big, and I don't want the Garmin taking up a lot of my. And this up here.
How many speed transmission we have here? What is it?
It's a turbo 350, three speed forward and reverse and apart.
How about the steering wheel here?
The steering wheel is a Grant steering wheel, and the telescoping column, I believe, is out of an Oldsmobile.
These gauges are all.
They're all updated gauges. Yeah.
And like I said, you use it.
Oh yeah.
You drive it. You have fun with it.
Yep. Yep. It goes everywhere.
What do you have going on here with the roof here?
Yep. That has a clock in it, and I lost one of these, but those are interior lights also. Huh. And then the interior light here comes on when you open up the door.
Beautiful. Is that a custom?
Yeah, that's a custom design. They used to have handles on them.
Yeah.
I didn't like the looks of the handles, so changed it to this. Blends right in, works perfect. The motor, like I say, it's just a driver. 183,000 miles on it. It's the second motor in it. I spend all my time driving, not cleaning.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yep.
That's what riding's all about.
Yep.
You know?
For sure.
And the engine, how many miles are on this again, you said?
This is, I changed this engine in like 2011. So I mean, this one's probably getting pretty close to over 100,000 on this one, on the motor. And I rebuilt the transmission, put a crate motor in together at the same time.
That's excellent. How you doing, Dick?
Good, good. Not really what I call a hot rod, but it was hot in its day. Being a 87 M6, they only made 1,567 of them for this country. And this has the detuned M1 race engine. In its day, it was one of the 10 fastest cars in the world in 87. I've seen them on the Autobahn running 176 miles an hour, so at the time that was very fast. This car is all hand assembled. It is not done on an assembly line, this version of it. Being that the M, that's how they built the M cars. And these have like separate throttle bodies for each cylinder. So it takes a little while to get a little bit of steam built up, but once this thing gets going, hang on. Good, good.
Show us the inside here.
Yeah, this is all leather. Everything in the whole entire car interior is leather. This was a very luxury sports car in its day. Getting close to $60,000 new, which is a lot of money back then. It has a rear air conditioning unit in it too, which when the lid is down, it cools your beer cans. So they think of everything. Now normally I wouldn't have a car here at a hot rod show, but the thing is that I only have a one-car garage. My hot rods are in Florida. I have 3 cars down there. I have a 67 Grand Prix convertible that they only made that 1 year. That was a frame-off restoration.
Down in Florida, I'll definitely be giving you a call there today.
Oh, okay.
Tell me a little about the inside console. This is pretty much all factory we're seeing?
This is all factory, yep. I try to get the originality because I show it up at the Boston show with the Concours. I won first place. They had a big show last year, and I'll be doing it again this year.
That's a 5-speed.
5-speed, yep. Yeah.
You're ahead of their time. Look at the gauges all up here in the console. It's nice.
Oh yeah, definitely were. Yep. Even the
Let's see that.
They even work.
Let's see that. Now that's a nice feature, you know?
Yeah. I mean, crazy. Yep. Some of the things they did.
Thank you very much. Taking time out and showing us the car.
Yep.
And once again, congratulations on 50 years anniversary.
Yeah. Like I say, I wish I had brought my hot rods up, but they're in Florida and I have no place to put them. I got 2 33 Willys, coupes, a 34 Ford, and a 67 Grand Prix convertible down there.
Bob Rousseau, my 34 Ford, 5-window coupe, steel.
Back in Tupelo in 1935, baby boy who rocked the world, whose rhythm came alive. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. It's Tommy Hannah, front in the band. Here comes the king. Here comes the
Hi, Steve Cannell, my 33 Chevy Master 5-window coupe. This restoration started back in '87 from the previous owner, and he built it as a drag car. When I got it, 2019, I started converting it back to a street car. So it had a 1050 racing carburetor on it, and I put on an 8-injector fuel injection, which made it much more streetable. As it was before, it had run from 2,000 RPM and up. Just what you need to be on a drag strip, not streetable. The engine's a 572 Chevy crate engine. 620 horse, 650 pounds-feet torque. And it's been modified up to 11.5 compression. And it's got a custom cam in it. It's very fast is what it amounts to. Since I bought it, I also put a in-tank fuel pump, rebuilt the TH400 transmission. It's got a gear vendor's overdrive. The color, interestingly, is a 2001 BMW silver. And I actually, just before I bought this car, I sold my 2001 BMW that was the same color. That paint job was done in 2005. It's Mustang 2 in the front end, Willwood brakes, 4-link rear end. The rear end is a strange rear end with coilovers. When I bought it, it had just a roll bar and a racing seat. So my COVID project was to do a full interior. Yeah, first time. So I bought a couple of leather BMW 3 seats, figured out how to make them run without a brain, as you had a computer controlling it before, but they all work now with just the buttons. Did the headliner, 4 speakers for the stereo. Got a digital speedometer off the satellite. Backup camera. Added electronic wipers, they weren't there. It's got a B&M shifter, go down there. And I listen to my music on a flash drive off of the radio.
You street ride, you travel around the New area?
Yeah, this thing's, I take this up to Mass, Connecticut shows, local Rhode Island shows. Yeah, I also took off the racing slick so I could use it when the weather's a little off.
I love the VETTE windows. You get some air inside too.
Yeah, they most people eliminate them. I was real happy that they were there. But that's original stuff. Yeah, this is an all steel body. The body was, I spoke with the fella that rebuilt the body itself. And that's all, back in the day, this sheet metal is formed over a wooden frame. So the whole body is actually a wooden frame with sheet metal over it. He said it was the hardest job he ever did. This is it's a trunk. It actually is open all the way to the inside, so it has plenty of room. The underside's just as nice as the top.
This is my 1929 NASH sedan. It's got a 350 Chevy engine in it, 350 transmission, roof has been chopped, power windows, air conditioning.